So you decide to own a Sam's Club. You have a huge warehouse, a packed parking lot, and carts stacked with groceries, televisions, and restaurant supplies. Members pay an annual fee before buying their first item, then can spend hundreds of dollars in one trip. From the entrance, it looks hard to beat. You collect money before the shopping starts and move merchandise by the pallet. Then you walk the club after closing. The refrigeration is still running. Employees are picking tomorrow's curbside orders. A damaged television is waiting to be returned, fresh food is getting closer to its sell-by date, and payroll keeps adding up. Every price tag also has to convince the member that paying again next year will be worth it. The full cart is the part everyone sees. The difficult part is how little of that cart may be left after everything required to fill it. If you treat Sam's Club as an oversized grocery store, the business can be hard to understand. The club sells food, electronics, furniture, fuel, and plenty of things in between. But it also sells annual access. Then the app turns the same building into a pickup and delivery hub. Those jobs support one another. They also create different costs, and those costs begin before your first member reaches for a cart. Start with the building. A warehouse club needs far more than 4 walls and a checkout area. Trucks need loading docks. Meat, dairy, produce, and frozen food need cold storage that runs day and night. Many locations add fuel pumps, a tire center, a pharmacy, or other services that make the membership more useful. The parking lot has to handle a Saturday rush, while the back of the building has to receive enough merchandise to keep a giant sales floor stocked. None of that space earns money while it is being built, remodeled, repaired, or fitted with equipment. It becomes useful only when enough members keep moving through it. Opening a new club creates a timing problem. Employees, refrigeration, inventory, and property costs arrive before enough local members have joined and renewed. An established club spreads those costs across years of returning members. A new location has the same large building and less membership income. If the market doesn't respond, the warehouse doesn't become cheaper because fewer people showed up. Then you buy the inventory. The unfinished warehouse look is part of the design. Products can stay on pallets instead of being unpacked and arranged on expensive displays. Large packages help produce larger purchases, and concentrating sales into fewer choices can give each item more volume. That efficiency comes with a different risk. A pallet is a large bet on one product. If you choose the right item, it moves quickly and frees the cash tied up in it. If you choose badly, the club is left with seasonal furniture nobody wants, electronics that are losing value, or fresh food that has to be marked down before it spoils. Retailers call the money trapped in unsold products working capital. In plain English, it's cash you have already spent but can't use again until the product sells. A busy building can still feel short of cash when too much money is sitting on the floor in the wrong form. Inventory speed becomes almost as important as the shelf price. A fast-selling pallet frees cash and space for the next order. A slow one blocks both. Fewer versions of the same product concentrate demand, but give each buying decision more weight. The club still has to choose the right products. Every day adds another layer of expense. Employees receive trucks, stock shelves, prepare food, fill online orders, answer member questions, and handle returns. Electricity keeps the lights, freezers, coolers, and computer systems running. Card processors take a share of transactions. Products are damaged, counted incorrectly, or stolen. That last group of losses is called shrink. The word sounds small, but across a large warehouse, it can eat into an already thin merchandise margin. That margin is the amount left after paying for the product. Scale is one of your main defenses. Sam's Club sits inside Walmart, so it benefits from the purchasing reach, logistics experience, technology, and capital of one of the largest retailers in the world. The company describes its broader approach as keeping everyday costs low so it can keep everyday prices low. But scale doesn't rescue a bad decision. Ordering too much of the wrong product simply creates a bigger mistake. Running a warehouse efficiently matters because low prices aren't a temporary promotion here. They are part of the promise members believe they purchased. Now, the membership starts to make sense. For Walmart's 2026 fiscal year, Sam's Club offered a basic club membership for $50 a year and a plus membership for $110. The higher tier adds benefits such as delivery from the club, shipping on qualifying orders, early shopping hours, discounts, and Sam's Cash rewards on eligible purchases. The basic membership creates money before the member shops. The plus tier can bring in more, but it also comes with more expensive promises. Orders have to be picked, shipped, or delivered, and rewards reduce what the company keeps from qualifying purchases. So the fee isn't free profit. It's a payment in advance for a year of value that the club still has to deliver. That changes nearly every decision you make. Raise prices too far and you may protect the profit on today's card, but weaken the reason to renew. Cut prices too deeply, and the member feels great while your merchandise margin disappears. You are always balancing what you keep today against whether the same person pays to return next year. When the renewal notice arrives, the member isn't thinking about your electricity bill or inventory system. They are asking a much simpler question. Did this membership save me enough money or time to justify another year? You can't answer that question with an annual report. The value has to show up during ordinary visits, which is why fuel, private brands, and convenience matter beyond the profit they produce on their own. Fuel makes that trade-off visible. A member may notice the price at the pump more often than the price of a television. Competitive fuel prices create a simple, repeated reminder that the membership can save money. The station can also bring the member back to the property between warehouse trips. But fuel sales move with fuel prices, and a large number on the revenue line doesn't automatically mean a large profit. The useful question isn't just how many dollars passed through the pumps. It's whether the station earned money and made the total membership harder to cancel. Members Mark, the company's private brand, solves a different problem. When you sell a national brand, members can compare the exact product with another retailer in seconds. A private label product gives the club more control over the item, package, price, and supplier relationship. It also gives members something they can't buy in exactly the same form somewhere else. If the quality holds up, that strengthens the membership and can improve the economics of the product. If quality slips, the damage reaches beyond one refund because the Sam's Club name sits behind the item. Convenience has become another part of the promise. Scan & Go lets members scan items with their phones and skip the regular checkout line. Just Go uses technology at the exit to make the final check faster. Curbside pickup and delivery turn the club into a place that fills online orders as well as a store. Those services can bring in more orders and remove one of the worst parts of warehouse shopping, waiting in line with a heavy cart. They don't make the work disappear. Labor moves from a cash register to picking orders, loading cars, checking exits, and maintaining the software. Walmart's latest annual report said Sam's Club e-commerce helped drive sales growth, while the higher cost of filling those orders worked against part of the gross profit improvement. That is the digital version of the same problem you have everywhere else in the club. Convenience can strengthen renewal, but the operation has to provide it without spending more than the loyalty is worth. Now step back and look at the full financial picture. For the fiscal year that ended in January 2026, Sam's Club US reported about $93 billion in net sales. After paying for the merchandise and fuel it sold, roughly $10.6 billion remained as gross profit. Gross profit simply means sales minus the direct cost of the products. The segment also recorded about $2.5 billion in membership and other income. Then came roughly $10.6 billion in operating expenses, which include the broader cost of running the business. What remained was about $2.4 billion in operating income, the profit from running the segment before Walmart accounts for interest and taxes. That is roughly 2.6 cents of operating income for every dollar of net sales. At this scale, even a small percentage change becomes enormous. 1 percentage point of $93 billion is about $930 million. A modest shift in product margin, order filling cost, payroll, or inventory loss can change the result by hundreds of millions of dollars. That is why managers care about details that look trivial to a shopper, such as how quickly a pallet sells or how much labor one pickup order requires. Membership and other income was about the same size as the final operating income. That doesn't mean every membership dollar dropped straight to the bottom line. The category includes other income, and the membership program has real costs attached to it. But the comparison shows why renewals and plus upgrades matter so much. Without that recurring income, the thin economics of the warehouse become much harder to support. Now imagine 2 crowded Saturdays. On the first one, inventory arrived on time and the popular items sold before they needed a markdown. Members used Scan & Go, employees kept orders moving, and fresh food turned over quickly. More households decided the plus benefits were worth the higher fee. The parking lot looked busy, and the numbers behind it worked. The second Saturday looked almost identical from the road. Inside, customers were buying more low-margin groceries and fewer televisions, furniture pieces, and other optional purchases. Curbside volume required extra picking labor. Several pallets of seasonal merchandise were marked down, fresh products were thrown away, and shrink ran above plan. The club still produced impressive sales, but much less of each dollar survived. That is the pressure point of the model. A warehouse club can grow revenue while making the operation less profitable. Extra orders bring extra picking and delivery work. New members are valuable, but not if the benefits used to attract them cost too much to provide. Even a larger cart can weaken the result when it is filled mostly with products that leave very little margin behind. Sam's Club has other ways to earn from the same system. It sells advertising to brands and offers suppliers information about how products move through the clubs. Tire, optical, hearing, and pharmacy services give members more reasons to visit. These businesses aren't random side projects. They capture more value from the same member, building, app, and supplier network. Go back to the cart at the entrance. The receipt may show several $100s, but most of that money immediately belongs to suppliers and the operation around the sale. What matters is the smaller amount left behind, plus the value of a member who chooses to renew instead of walking away. That is what you're really managing when you own a Sam's Club. The visible business sells bulk merchandise. The economic engine keeps prices low enough to justify the membership while using scale, private brands, services, and technology to make those low prices sustainable. A full cart proves that a member found something worth buying today. A renewal proves that the entire system was worth paying for again.